Recently, I've been playing around with Cellular Automata, which are little digital engines that follow very simple sets of rules, but give rise to some very interesting and complex interactions. I've been having lots of fun fiddling around with these, so I thought I'd make my own. Welcome to the Lillypond. The Lillypond takes place on a grid of squares. Each square is called a cell, and they can be in lots of different states. This is a tadpole. The tadpole moves one cell in the direction that it's facing. Tadpoles cannot move through other cells except for empty cells. This is a redirector. It has two parallel lines on its sides. Any cell that is touching the parallel lines will be turned by the redirector to be facing the direction of the arrow. Redirectors can turn any cell with a direction, even other redirectors. This is a duplicator. All that it does is looks at the cell behind it and makes a copy of that cell in front of it if that space is empty. This can be very useful for making long lines of tadpoles and can be used to create these weird self-replicating chains. This is a lily. All that it does is it takes up space and stops things from moving into that space. It's very useful for stopping long lines of tadpoles, and that's about all that it can do. This is a deleter. All that it does is deletes any cell that touches it. It can be very useful for stopping these long chains of tadpoles from getting all backed up and getting stuck, and can be used in all sorts of contraptions. This is a fuser. All that it does is it looks to the cells on either side of it, and if they are the same, it will make a copy of those cells in front of it. It functions sort of like an AND logic gate. Lastly, this is a splitter. All that it does is it looks at the cell behind it and it makes two copies of that cell in front of it, if there's enough room. This can be very useful for turning a flow of tadpoles with lots of gaps into a flow of tadpoles with no gaps at all. All of these cells are pretty easy to understand, but if you combine them in the right ways, you can make things like this. If this looks like fun to you, I've left a link to Lillypond in the description of this video. It's free to play in browser, and I hope you have as much fun fiddling around with it as I did making it. There are bigger, longer, and more interesting videos coming soon, but for now, I hope you have fun with this.